Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be covering driverless cars and why they're failing in San Francisco. Well, in the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing a lot of driverless cars popping in and out in San Francisco. And one of the things that's very notable is that there's been a lot more car crashes and problems with them. Okay, let's see what it says over here. One of the two self-driving car companies in San Francisco has cut its fleet in the city by 50% after robo Axis were involved in at least 3 incidents. Wow, that's a lot. 3 recent incidents, and including a crash with a fire truck en route to an emergency. That's an L. Honestly, the problem with self-driving cars is I think they were released before they were fully ready and adaptable for testing. Because the problem is when you deploy something that needs more data just as a beta in the streets, that's very dangerous. As we can see, we don't even know what would have happened if, let's say, it was a truck transporting gasoline or something. That would have been a crazy accident. And how can the passengers escape? We don't know. Why? Because there might be some auto lock feature that we don't even know of, because when everything's programmed, it's going to think that it might be an error. So you shouldn't be trying to get out of the car, but still, that's still pretty dangerous. I'm seeing a lot of these in San Francisco, and I know for a fact that in East Coast, this would definitely not work with the technology that we currently have, because in East Coast, we have something called weather, and weather is brutal. Winter is real. Let's get back into it. Self-driving car company Cruise on Friday agreed to take half of its robo-axis off the streets of San Francisco after a passenger was injured in a car crash with a fire truck. Ooh, brutal. Which one firefighter told CBS was caused because the car didn't yield to the emergency vehicle in an intersection. Now that is crazy. I do understand that that might be one of the biggest challenges for these car companies is understanding emergencies, because of the current climate, they just understand regular road conditions with the data, and everything's fed into algorithms and stuff. So it's important for car companies to really focus on this before they really start deploying. But I'm sure that obviously this is just because it's the beginning of self-driving cars being deployed into the streets. So there's always going to be accidents when something is new. And I definitely wouldn't be testing these things yet. Not in the near future, at least. Let's see. Greg, I'm not even going to try to say his last name. Cruise's general manager in San Francisco defended the driverless car and said it almost immediately identified the fire truck as it came into view, identified the siren, and as soon as it was distinguishable from the background noise, and blamed the specific intersection and surrounding buildings blocking the view for humans and AVs alike for the crash. Okay, a typical thing you would expect the general manager to say in San Francisco. Obviously, he's not gonna blame the car. The incident with the fire truck was one of the latest in the series of reports involving Cruise's driverless cars. Wait, one of them? How many reports is there? One drove into wet concrete. That's good. Oh, that's funny. And got stuck on a construction site. Nearly a dozen froze in traffic after crowds of the Outside Land Music Festival caused bandwidth problems. Oh, ooh, I didn't even think about that. So this runs on okay. And there's been three reports of firefighters having to break the windows of the cars to get them out of the way at emergency scenes. Yeah. So as we see over here, it doesn't understand anomalies, like emergencies or festivals. That's something that it definitely has to be better at. I also saw a video on TikTok where the car wasn't able to, it stopped in the middle of the road because it didn't know what to do anymore. I've seen multiple videos. I even saw another one where it was the person was also once again in the middle of the road, and the car couldn't do anything. So the person was on customer service on hold trying to get to the company, and they were really just trying to get to the bottom of this. And it was interesting because it wasn't even the car's fault, because sometimes there's just issues and everything. And I think this is probably not the right time to be deploying self-driverless cars. I feel like they should be focusing more on test drives other than using clients and customers and everything. Because at this current climate, I don't think we're in a position to have them right now. But I do understand why they picked the West Coast first because of the weather. Let's see. A Cruise, which is owned by General Motors, of course it is, has agreed to limit the number of driverless cars on the road to no more than 50 during the day and 150 during the night. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And the California Department of Motor Vehicles is investigating recent concerning incidents with the cars. The DMV told the Associated Press Saturday. Okay. Well, yeah, these things are normal to happen, especially when it's something like driverless cars. New technology usually has major problems that needs to be addressed. A lot of companies don't deploy things when they think is ready. They deploy it as like a sort of beta, and now the people in the cars are the beta testers, which I really don't like to call them that because it's pretty dangerous, but that's just how it is, you know. And I find it interesting because Cruise, which is owned by General Motors, which owns most American brands of cars, are having all these issues. But in reality, if they just invested more time and money into the cars, I'm not saying it'd be perfect because most things aren't perfect until you test them. However, it's dangerous to be playing with people's lives. All right, let's get back into it. Though Cruise had the highest number of high profile San Francisco problems in the recent weeks, the second company operating driverless cars in the city, Waymo, owned by Google parent company Alphabet, I've heard about this, has had more crashes reported nationwide. Between July 2021 and July 2023, Waymo reported 150 crashes to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, compared to the Cruise's 78. In May, a Waymo car killed a small dog in San Francisco while in autonomous mode with a test driver in the front seat. That is crazy. That's scary, actually. The company called the car crash unavoidable and said that the car correctly identified the dog but was not able to avoid contact. Waymo operates in Phoenix and in San Francisco, and it says that it's ramping up in Los Angeles County and Austin. Waymo says that it deploys around 100 cars at any given time in San Francisco. Okay. Cruise has driverless cars in San Francisco. Austin, I don't know why you need to know that. It's not a surprising fact. We don't care. So let me try to read through this real quick. See if there's anything important. So yeah, in general, yeah, don't go into robo driving cars. That's definitely something that shouldn't need to be said. Definitely not in 2023 as of today. This is not something that I would want to do.